For this video, I will be sharing my DIY length retention mixture. This is a mixture that I used in my length retention video and my favorite DIYs. This is the powder that I will be using. This is Shea Bay powder. I got this actually probably like almost 2 years back, but I still have some from my initial purchase. And then I will be using Jamaican black castor oil. This is the one that I use. I think Tropic something. They have a different brand that looks just like it. And then this is the coconut curling cream. I just think a thick cream that you like to use or that your hair likes will work just fine. And then I have a conditioner. I like to use conditioner and like kind of leave it in my hair. This is the one that I will be using. I just like the consistency and the scent of it. So I will be putting this in the mixture. And then the next thing that I have is olive oil. So this is extra virgin olive oil. I just got this from the grocery store and yep. And last but not least, I will be using emu oil. I purchased this off of Amazon. This is a fairly new bottle and I'll be using it for this video. I will be starting off using this clear glass bowl just for the sake of this video, but usually I just mix it in like an old container of like some hair cream or hair mask. But for this video, I'm going to be using this glass bowl and I have a tablespoon. So right now I'm using the curling cream and I put about 3 tablespoons of the curling cream. Usually when I'm making this, I don't really measure it out, but for the sake of this video and people trying to get a similar consistency, I tried to come up with some measurements that people can follow. So I started off with the 3 tablespoons of curling cream, and then I will be moving on to my conditioner. Now for the conditioner, I believe I used 3 tablespoons of conditioner. So I just put it on the spoon and just dumped it right on in. And when it comes to the creams and the conditioner and all of that I'm putting in, I feel like it is just very important to use what works for your hair. Using like the exact same brands and whatnot, I don't think would really make a difference, just because for me personally, I've switched out the cream, the conditioner. I usually use whatever I have on hand. And this is probably my 3rd time using the curling cream. But other than that, I used to use leave-in conditioners, other conditioners that I got my hands on, or just any type of thick cream, because I'm just looking for a certain kind of consistency, which is why I just like a thick cream. Now I'm adding the emu oil. I only added 2 tablespoons, but usually when I'm just kind of freehanding it, I just pour however much I feel is necessary. I don't put too much of this just because it is expensive in my opinion, and I don't really think that I need too much. So I just put enough in there just for me to feel like it's contributing to the mixture. After adding the emu oil, I added 1 tablespoon of castor oil and then 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. When it comes to the oils, these are the oils that I use each and every time: castor oil, emu oil, and olive oil. On occasion, I believe I probably added coconut oil. That's probably because I was running out of one of the other oils, but this is the oils that I use on a regular basis. So now I'm just going to stir everything together. This time the mixture came out pretty creamy. Sometimes I can add a little bit too much oil, or I don't add enough oil, so I end up using more cream. But this one, it was a pretty decent balance between the creams and the oils. So it looks kind of milky, but it came out in a decent consistency. So the last ingredient that I will be adding is the Shea Bay powder. So for the Shea Bay powder, I've been using the same powder that I purchased when I initially started using Shea Bay. It came with 2 of the packages that I showed in the beginning. In this video, I just finished the first package and now I'm on to like my 2nd bag. So you'll see me struggle a little bit with putting the powder in. I dumped whatever was left in the bag into the mixture because I couldn't scoop it with my spoon. So the first little powder that you see go into the mixture, that's just what was in the corner of the bag. And then the first spoon was what I took from that bag. And then the 2nd teaspoon that I add is from the 2nd package that I received, or it's all the same package, but the 2nd bag. For this mixture, I feel like I put a little bit too much powder. I think the amount of powder depends on how much of the grain you kind of want in your hair. I don't want too much because I kind of layer it on, and after a while you'll notice the powder, and it's hard to get out when I do want to like straighten my hair or really cleanse my hair. It's very hard for me to get the powder out. But for the most part, when I'm wearing this, I'm wearing it for a while, so I don't mind layering it, but I do end up rinsing my hair throughout the time of me adding this to my hair. I'll probably try to do a more in-depth, I guess, video about my experience with Shave, but for the most part, I do like using it, and I'll just do a video to further explain how I use it and my experience with it. But this is what my mixture is looking like so far. If I would have done anything differently, I just probably wouldn't have added as much powder. But for the most part, this works well for me, and this is what I used after making this video. And yeah. One more thing. As for how I store it, I usually just keep it in whatever jar I made it in and just seal it up. And whatever's left, I just add the next mixture to that. But I don't have any issues with it like going bad. It pretty much is just a cream. It lasts me pretty long, and I end up using it within the next couple of weeks or so. I guess the longest I've probably gone is like a month, but I haven't had any issues. So I just store it in a container and just put it on the shelf.